When I loaded up the new game CLT for the first time, I had absolutely no idea what to expect. I mean, could it be the Choplifter tactical role-playing game that I've been waiting for? Or maybe it's a sandwich-making simulator that specializes in chicken, lettuce, and tomato. Or perhaps, and just hear me out on this, we're finally gonna get a game that dives into the hotly contested world of cognitive load theory. Well, those are all good guesses, but I wasn't even close. The truth is, I'm not even saying it right, as you'll discover when I reveal one vital piece of information. You see, this is a game about exploring female sexuality through tarot cards. That's right, CLT isn't an acronym at all. It's also unlike any other game that I've played this year, and not just because of the stimulating subject matter. But does this creative adventure game hit just the right spot, or are you gonna come away unfulfilled? And more importantly, will this entire review be filled with nothing but thinly veiled innuendos? Well, I guess you're just gonna have to find out. The first thing you need to know about CLT is that it's not intended to be erotic. This isn't Dead or Alive Beach Volleyball or some lurid visual novel, but rather an honest and personal exploration of female sexuality as told through Rorschach tests and tarot cards. It's the kind of game that barely has any images, and many of the words are purposely misspelled, leading us through a convoluted web of names, ideas, locations, and thoughts before eventually devolving into absolute gibberish. In other words, it totally nails the subject matter. Thankfully, the gameplay is a lot more straightforward than trying to explain the complexity of sexuality. You see, all 10 stages use a deck of 24 tarot cards, with the goal being to navigate your way to the non-existent 25th card, which symbolizes reaching the climax. Every time you select a card, 2 more will pop up, allowing you to choose the direction that you want to go, which will lead you to the next part of the story, or maybe, if you're unlucky, send you back to the beginning. Now, when I say that you choose the direction the story goes in, that's a bit misleading. Sure, it's true that you choose between either the top or the bottom card, but it's not always clear what they mean. The cards are presented by some sort of name, something that changes based on the theme of the stage. CLT starts with cards named after notable sexologists, but quickly turns into you flicking between ex-boyfriends, girlfriends, and even adult film stars. Sometimes it's not even a person at all, such as when you have to pick between famous cities, popular songs, and name-brand bedroom toys. Although it's not obvious at first, these 10 stages are slowly telling a story about a woman's sexual awakening. We're there as she discovers dirty films for the first time at a young age, hooks up at parties, and desperately tries to locate one of her favorite toys. You'll get a tiny piece of the story on the back of each card, pushing you to keep the narrative going by choosing the names you haven't already uncovered, and ultimately finding your way to the very end of each vignette. This starts out incredibly simple. In fact, the first few levels are so basic that I kinda lucked my way into hitting the climax and moving on. It really wasn't until a few stages in when I began to understand the structure, and by that point, I was already fully invested in the narrative experience. Before as challenging as the game becomes by the end, it rarely dips into frustration. As long as I could remember the names and numbers, I'd be able to navigate my way through most of the card-filled mazes. There was really only one stage that forced me to map out my choices in order to keep from going in a loop. And in case you're wondering, this is what I came up with. Now, you may have noticed that I've continued to use the CLT acronym instead of using the proper name. While part of the reason is to keep the review from getting flagged, it's also in solidarity with the way the rest of the story is being spelled out. The developer describes it as a protest against the idea that games are meant to be nothing more than infantilized escapism, noting that any distribution platform that chooses to censor the game because of its adult content does so in bad faith. as it doesn't really exist outside of the eye of the beholder. I thought of these words as I wrote this review, annoyed that something as silly as saying the game's name properly may get this review tossed into the adults-only part of the YouTube algorithm. I mean, I could gleefully talk about shooting a video game villain in the face in the most gruesome way possible without any fear of getting demonetized, but I have to dance around words and sayings when talking about a tarot game pertaining to female sexuality. Yeah, that's a shame. Beyond that protest, there are actually two aspects of the game that ultimately left me unsatisfied. For starters, I would argue that the foreplay is a lot more interesting than the climax. The narrative starts to lose its way in the last couple of stages, which is really disappointing considering how strong some of the earlier chapters were. I also wish the game had a more attractive presentation. While I liked the hand-painted card designs, I quickly became bored of seeing the same backgrounds and the same colors. I also don't like it how the screen is presented vertically, almost as if it's designed to be played on a smartphone. The blurred out letterboxing is kinda ugly and doesn't serve a purpose. The general presentation is a little disappointing. Of course, it's the creative concept and unique storytelling that'll lure you in, not necessarily the bare-bones presentation. For that reason, I'm inclined to give it a tepid recommendation, if only because I want to see more games explore this type of adventurous topic. It may get lost in the deep end, but CLT will have you double-clicking in a whole new way. CLT doesn't just tiptoe around a complicated topic, it continues to push that button over and over until there's nothing left to say. This is a tarot card game ready to explore themes and ideas that you rarely see in games, often in a frank and compelling manner that'll keep you invested right up to the climax. Some may come away unfulfilled by the simplistic puzzles and bare-bones presentation, but the uniqueness of the subject matter and narrative is enough for me to recommend CLT to anybody looking for something that's completely off the beaten path. Hey, thanks for watching our review. If you liked what you saw here, then you should know that we post new reviews and features almost every day. Now, here's the question I have for you. What is a theme or topic you wish more games would discuss? I'm genuinely curious to see what you have to say, so let me see your thoughts in the comments below. In other news, we'll be back tomorrow with a review of Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania. Yeah, talk about whiplash. If that sounds good to you, then I strongly recommend you click that subscribe button and support what we're doing here. Until then.